Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pokemon X Wi-Fi Wednesdays type gym. In this variant of Wi-Fi Wednesday, you guys, we are doing a like one type gym kind of thing with Wi-Fi battles. I kind of did explain this in the last week's episodes, episode 8 and episode 9 of Wi-Fi Wednesdays. It's still going to be Wi-Fi battling, hence it's why it's on Wi-Fi Wednesdays, but it's just going to be a different type of variant of Wi-Fi battling. So an episode of Wi-Fi Wednesdays where I pick up a random team is going to be replaced with this, but there is still going to be one episode of normal Wi-Fi Wednesday battling and then this on top of it. So it's just one episode of Wi-Fi Wednesday battling, picking a random team and try and beat him in 3 vs 3, 6 vs 6 and 6 vs 6 double battle. With this, it's just a simple 6 vs however many Pokemon the opponent decides to bring battle. But let's run through our first gym the Pokemon that we have in our first gym. So today, this first gym battle, I decided to use Steel type Pokemon because you know what, I didn't want to introduce this series, easy peasy, come and beat me when you can. I wanted to just try and make the opponents put in their hard work with their Wi-Fi teams. So you guys probably don't know how this variant of Wi-Fi battling works, but I picked 6 Pokemon of the same type, and they can have an additional type if they want. It just has to be the same type as everything else. So with Steel, of course, I have to pick 6 Steel type Pokemon and then put them to the test. And if I do get beaten, I have to create a new type team for the next Wi-Fi gym battle. But if I beat the opponents, then I carry on as my reign of that said type gym, and then I can carry on with the current Pokemon team I've got. But our first type gym, as I say, is Steel. So let's go ahead and see what Steel type Pokemon we've got today. So our first Pokemon is our Skarmory. It's level 51. It's got the ability Sturdy with the Iron Plate equipped on it for that nice powerful Steel Wing. But it's also got Night Slash, Aerial Ace, and Stealth Rock. Our next Pokemon is Aggron, level 49, Steel Rock. Don't worry, guys. This will all be level 50, as you can see in the battle. Skarmory was Steel Flying, sorry, Aggron was Steel Rock. Aggron's got the ability Rock Head for that, it would have takedown or double edge, but I decided to go running a speedy Aggron with the Automize. It's holding that hard stone for the powerful Stone Edge, but it's also got Iron Head, Earthquake, and Automize. That bloody move I can't say, Automize. Whatever it is. Our third Pokemon is our Metagross, level 48, Steel Psychic type. It's got the ability Clay Body, but it's holding no item. This Metagross that I did run in battle had the item Soft Sand equipped to it, powering up that Earthquake. But it's also got Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, and Bullet Punch. I just did record episode 10 of the Wi-Fi Wednesday battling, so I did just have a different I only had one Zen equipped to it, so I did equip it to my Dugtrio. You will see that in the episode 10 of Wi-Fi Wednesdays. But yeah, it should have the item Soft Sand equipped to it to power up that Earthquake. But it's also got Meteor Master, Zen Headbutt, and Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch for priority, of course. Our next Pokemon is our Scissor, holding no item for that powerful Acrobatics. Got the ability Technician to power up weaker moves. It's also got X Scissor, Iron Head, and U-Turn. Our fifth Pokemon is our Aegislash, holding the Spell Tag to power up that powerful Shadow Sneak. Stance Change, of course, its ability, but it's also got Shadow Sneak, King Shield, Sacred Sword, and Soul Stance. Steel Ghost type, Bug Steel for the Scizor, and then the Metagross is Steel Psychic. And then our final Pokemon is the Lucario, my Luca order that I use in my Pokemon X walkthrough. Before I started on my YouTube channel, this was the Lucario that Karina gave us. It's holding the Lucario knife for that powerful Mega Evolution. Steadfast is ability, of course, but it's also got Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Earthquake, and Shadow Claw. Nice diversity of moves, fighting type Steel, of course. So without further ado, guys, let's head into our gym battle that we had prepared for you today. Okay, guys, so in today's 6 vs 5 Steel type gym battle, we have Tim, who has a Venusaur, a Slowking, an Expelloud, a Togekiss, and a Miltank. So as you can see, you guys, it wasn't very fair on him. I just decided to run with whatever Pokemon he has. It's entirely up to you guys what you guys bring. If you want to challenge me, you can do, but anyways, here we go. So yeah, he's got 5 Pokemon, I've got 6, and this has actually turned out to be quite an interesting battle. I think you shall find out. Anyway, without further ado, let's head straight into the battle. So this battle went on for quite a long time, you guys. I think it's a 28 turn battle. So, it's not standard, Wi-Fi Wednesday battling. It's actually quite longer than it was. So he goes out into the mill tank, I go out into my Aggron, which quad resists this body slam that he's going to put on me. So, it only does 7 points of hit damage. And, I really figured he was going to swap out, so I go for the Autotomize right here to build up my speed. Because, I've really got no other stat building moves. So he withdraws his milk tank, and goes out into his Diabetes, which is his Venusaur. Now, I was predicting the switch then, so I go for another Autotomize, try to build up my speed whenever I can. So that was very nice indeed. I now go for the Earthquake because, grass resists ground, but normally poison will be weak to ground, so I just went for that, and it didn't do as much as I thought it would. He goes for the Leaf Seed, plants some seeds on me to try and get his health back. He does have the Black Sludge equipped to him as well, because he's poison type, so he does get that health back as well as the Leaf Seed. So because he did plant the Leaf Seed, I decided it'd be best if I swap out and go into my Sizor, or Sizzle, whatever you want to call it, Sizor. He goes for the Giga Drain. This is going to be quad resistant as well, you guys, but with Sizor being bug type. So, the Leaf Seed is now removed, but he still gets the health back from that Black Sludge, along with a Giga Drain. So he withdraws his Diabetes of Venusaur and goes out into his Togekiss. So now I was predicting that, but I decided to go with the Acrobatics just to see how much it did. I didn't think that'd do as much as I wanted to, so I go and swap back out into my Aggron so I can hit it with a nice and powerful Stone Edge. But it goes for the Flamethrower. This is of course going to be neutral damage, but it does kill my Aggron, unfortunately for me, which I was really ashamed about, I must admit. And it's got the Life Orb on it, so it does lose a bit of HP as well. But I go out into my Luca over, and then he withdraws because he's predicting, I don't know, a Steel type moves of some sort. So he goes back out into his Venusaur. I pop off the Mega Evolution, because it's better to pop it off now than it is later in the battle. So here we go with the Mega Lucario. As you can see, I did have 3 Pokemon I could have Mega Evolved it into. But yeah, unfortunately I did go with the Lucario, because I figured it'd be better than most. I go for the Shadow Claw, hoping to get a critical hit. I don't. But he goes out into his Venusaur, and it kind of becomes a cycle in these next couple of turns, you guys. Because I go out into my Scizor, he goes for the Giga Drain. I think his only attacking move on this Venusaur is Giga Drain. So that's why I went into the Scizor, because I know Giga Drain can't do as much as it could do to someone else on my team. So of course he's gonna go for the Leaf Seed, try and regain some health back on me. I go for the Iron Head just to see how much this will do to him. Stab move does actually quite like a quote or something. It's around there, but with that Black Sludge Leech Seed, he is gonna gain a lot of health back. So I figured, so I don't know why he swapped out then. Probably because he's got the Leaf Seed up on my Scizor, and I was predicting that he'd stay in. So I went for the Acrobatics. That does some decent health to his Togekiss, but of course, because I didn't swap out, he's still got the Leaf Seed on me, so he's healing up his Togekiss. So now I swap out and go back into my I go out into my Aegislash, thinking that I could hit this thing with what's it called, Shadow Sneak. But of course he goes for the Flamethrower, which is super effective against my Aegislash. And it was Sandslash then, but no, Aegislash. And unfortunately he does get the burn, which is kind of unfortunate, so I decided, I might as well go all out with a priority Shadow Sneak. It isn't going to do as much as I would like it to, of course, what with the burn and what have you. For some strange reason he goes for Nasty Plot when he's probably trying to set up because he's got the burn off, so he knows I'm not going to do as much as he would like. So I go for another priority Shadow Sneak just to get his health down a lot here. So of course that's going to take him down to the low red. He's going to Flamethrower me, finish him off. I don't know why he didn't go for another Nasty Plot, because the burn would have just finished me off. I really do have no idea. But the Life Orb does kill his Togekiss. So at that point his Togekiss goes down from the recoil damage from the Life Orb, if you will. He now goes out into his Fat Beat, which is his X-Cloud. I go into my Skarmory, thinking I could set up some Stealth Rocks here. But he goes for the flamethrower, and I do live because of that sturdy ability, so that's why I have Stealth Rock equipped. Because, you know, Skarmory can live whatever, and then I can get some nice Stealth Rock set up. So I might as well keep in Skarmory because if I swap out, it's just going to be pointless. So I let the Skarmory die, it's kind of like a sacrifice. So down goes the Skarmory. Now I go out into my Luca Aura because the Aura Sphere will be super effective on the Exploud. Now I don't know why, but he didn't swap out. I was predicting that he was going to swap out into another Pokemon, but the Fat Beats does that. I was thinking he probably would have predicting that Exploud could outspeed the Lucario. Not today, my friend. Not today. So the Stealth Rock does damage the Slowking a bit. I go for the Shadow Claw. On the Slowking. Slowking does have a Citrus Berry attached to it, so he's going to gain some health back, but he's going to go for Scald. Hopefully try and get the burn off, you know, my physical moves. Unfortunately it doesn't for him. So I go out for another Shadow Claw, almost finishes him off, but he goes out for another Scald. You know, trying to get the burn off of my Shadow Claw, physical moves and what have you. So at this point he's like, okay, I have to swap out. So he's not going to sacrifice his Pokemon, he's going to wait it out. So he goes back out into his Venusaur. You know, I'm predicting he's going to stay in. So I go for it. I actually predict that he was going to swap out into another Pokemon. So I go, and it'll be the Venusaur. So I go for an Earthquake just to see how much damage that do. Actually did less than I thought. Okay, so I figured I'd have to keep in Luca over for that Slowking. So I go back out into Scizor, and now here comes for the third time a Scizor Venusaur battle. So he goes for the Leaf Seed again, which is predictable at this point. You know, try and get all that health back while he can. So the Scizor is going to have his health drained by the Leech Seed, while he's regaining it via Leech Seed and the Black Sludge, with the potential use of Giga Drain as well. So now he goes for Synthesis, and at this point I'm like, okay, he's just going to recover. He's just going to spam recover all the time. So at this point I go for an Acrobatics, you know, hoping to do some decent damage to it. I do at least half damage, but that was not a critical hit. So, you know, Acrobatics on a Pokemon which is super effective to flying, you know, that is very nice indeed. I wasn't actually predicting it to do that much because of Venusaur's defenses. But he goes for another Leech Seed, and I don't know why he did. Probably because the more Leech Seed he used, the more health he would regain back. It's kind of like spikes, you know, the more spikes you lay down, the more damage it does. So I think he was kind of thinking like that. But unfortunately not, so that's a turn wasted for him. So he's going to use Synthesis, you know, try and get as more health back as he can. So I figured, okay, he's not going to swap out, he's going to just spam Synthesis. So I go out for another Acrobatics, hoping to get a crit here. And I don't get a critical hit, unfortunately, because, you know, that probably would have finished off the Venusaur then and then. So it's kind of a point where, okay, there's only one turn left because my Scizor is going to die from an Acrobatic, from the Elite Seed or Giga Drain or something. So we use Synthesis again, you know, just to recover as much HP as he can for whatever my next Pokemon comes out is going to be. So I just go in, one last Acrobatics, hopefully I do enough damage, and what do you know? Critical hit, but unfortunately it does not kill it. So that was unlucky on my behalf, and the Leaf Seed does kill me, but, you know, with the healthy recover from the Leaf Seed, I think his health bar goes back into the orange. Just so, I'm not sure. Yeah, it just goes back out into the orange. So I go out into my Luca Aura because I know I can outspeed it, and then hopefully with a Stab Aura Sphere I could kill it. Of course it's not going to be as effective, but, you know, it does get the job done. You know, I do outspeed, and this Venusaur is dead. So now he goes out into his Wiggle Wiggle, which is his Milk Tank, and I think what he was hoping was that I go for a Shadow Claw on the Milk Tank or something, but I actually predicted that he go back out into the what is it called, Milk Tank. So I go for an Aura Sphere on the Slowking, and yeah, I was hoping that he wouldn't swap out on the Milk Tank, but he thinks I'm gonna go for a Shadow Claw on the Slowking, but no, I don't. I predict it because I knew an Aura Sphere was gonna kill it. So I might as well just go for an Aura Sphere anyway, just to see if he swaps out. He does, and down goes the Milk Tank. So now all he has left is his Slowking. And Slowking being as slow as hell, you know Lucario's going to put in work. So at this point I go for the Shadow Claw, just to finish off the battle. Very nicely done, indeed. Walter the Slowking goes down, and I have my first victory as a Steel-type gym leader. So there you are, you guys. That's what basically the series is all about. You know, I have 6 Steel-type Pokemon, put them to the test, and see if I can beat my opponents in this battles. Now, because I won there, I am going to have the same Steel-type team, just against a different opponent, you know, just to see if I can wreck house. So, hopefully I don't lose the next battle, which will be uploaded on next Wednesdays, you know, along with another Pokemon X Wi-Fi Wednesday episode. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this one-type gym variant in Steel-type. If you do enjoy this series, please give it a like, comment with your feedback on the series, and subscribe for all the latest Ultra Tech content. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. This is what it's going to be. This is like what the length of the video is going to be. You know, it's around 12 minutes, something like that. But, you know, it works. I like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I've been Gib The Great. This is me, signing off.